was in Madison Square Garden, my first time, And when I got there, I always got to the matches early. So I get to the matches, Madison Square Garden, and I never liked to know who I was working with before I got there, before the event that night. So I get to the Garden and I ride the elevator up and everything, go into the basement and got to ride the elevator, blah, blah, blah. So I get to the dressing room level and I'm going around and I see a roster hanging on the wall. So I go over there to see what match I'm in. And as I'm looking, I find it. Oh, I'm in the Battle Royal. Cool. Madison Square Garden in a Battle Royal. This is great. This is, it's electrifying to be the performer in the middle, I don't know how many of folks get that feeling, but like I've stood in the Superdome with a guy in a headlock in the middle of the Superdome with people everywhere, place full of people, so I've got to be.
Yeah, it's like a drug.
So anyway, but I'm going to be in Madison Square Garden in the main event. Well, let's see who's in a Battle Royal. Let's see who else is going to be in it. Oh my God, my brother. This is the first time ever that me and my brother will actually be in the same ring at the same time. This was epic for me. Well, it was also hockey season. And Andre's always going to be in the Battle Royal, but it was hockey season. So during hockey season, what they do is they come in and they put ice about that thick on the floor, and then they got to keep it super cold in that arena to keep that ice frozen, because what they do is they put particle board on top of the ice, and then they put the chairs and the ringside and stuff like that on top of the particle board. So they got to keep it super cold. Well, we're out there, the performers, we're out there in Speedos or whatever. Some guys had more, but mine were just trunks. So you're out there basically, Arctic swimmer. All right. So when the Battle Royal started, somebody reached out and grabbed me in a headlock in the middle of the ring. And somebody come along and open hand slapped me in the back. Oh, God, it hurt. And I looked between my legs from the headlock, and I saw snakeskin boots walking by. And I was like, the only guy in the business with snakeskin wrestling boots is my brother. So I waited a few minutes. I don't know who he got tied up with over in the corner, but I swear I hit him so hard in the back, it left a handprint on his chest. Anyway, he's selling it and stuff. And he comes over to me and he goes, hey, bro, he goes, there's not a whole lot of the guys here know us. He said, we could swerve everybody. He said, we could swerve everybody, win this thing, split the bread, because they got to pay us, split the bread. And so this is my brother telling me this. And I'm thinking, swerve everybody? Well, okay. Well, let's do it. And I said, what do we got to do first? He said, we got to get rid of the giant. And I looked over, and Andre's over there swinging away, laughing, having a blast, beating up on like 4 guys. Just going wailing away, having a blast. There's some guys in the business you have fun beating up on. Bubba Monroe, Sputnik Monroe's son, was one of my favorites. So was Black Bart. Anyway, Andre's over there, but just wailing away. And I looked at Jake and I said, well, okay. And he looks at me, he says, are you ready? And I said, yeah. And he said, let's go. And Jake took one step and stopped. And I didn't know he stopped. Oh, and I went over there and I grabbed Andre's leg and I'm trying to pick up and hoist away and everything else. And he's got to be looking at me like I'm some kind of fool or whatever, but I'm really giving it all a good team effort. And I look back over my shoulder like that, and the other half of my team is sitting in the middle of the ring, sitting there going like this, laughing at me. About that time, this hand, about the size of a baseball glove, comes and it hits me right there on that side of the face and knocks me over the top rope, and I land on my hands and knees on second row. There's second people in second row at their feet, and I'm spitting teeth out, a couple of molars, spitting them out in chunks. So I get up and I go back to the dressing room, and I'm icing my jaw down and back at the dressing room. And Terry Garvin comes up and he looks at me. He says, "Dancing Sam," he said, "the Giant wants to see you." I was like, "Oh gosh, okay." Well, Terry come back about 3 or 4 minutes later, and I hadn't gone yet. And he goes, "Dancing Sam," he goes, "I said the Giant wants to see you." He said, "You better go to that man's dressing room. Don't make him come hunt you down." I was like, all right. So I get up and I go over and I get to Andre's dressing room, and then I get to his dressing room and I knock on the door, and he goes, "Yes." And I open the door and he looks, he goes, "Come in." So I come in and Andre goes, "Sit." And I sit down, boy, and I'm like trying to be every little bit of small I can be. I don't want to be intimidating. I don't want to look like I'm bowing up, puffing up, or nothing. I'm there to listen. And he goes, "Let me tell you something." He goes, "I've known you since you were a little boy." He goes, "I like you. I don't like your brother, though. He's an asshole. From now on, you travel with me." And oh my God, man, the next 6, 7, 8 months, I think, whoa. Yeah, I was, that night I was able to go, "I'm going with the Giant," But after, a steady, oh gosh, 6, 7, 8, about 8 months, every night on the road with him, drinking and stuff like that. I was hanging though. I was giving it a great A-team effort.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.